Yeah. Good Saturday afternoon. It's 15:39. It's 3:39 for you civilian type 1H's. What are we doing? We're day drinking. Yep. Well, I did have lunch, so got something in the guy's belly, but it's Saturday, so fuck it. Appreciate y'all coming out to the live stream last night. According to I think it was Jacques, said we had like 1,010 people watching. Amazing. I don't think I guarantee I haven't talked to that many people since I was in the Army, so that's pretty cool. So, speaking of the Army, instead of the usual, fucking what's going on in the world and why we all should be fucking pissed off. Some of you OG channel members might remember down where a guy used to do some Army stories. And went to the parts store this morning because I was supposed to pick up, some brake shoes for the Mustang that I ordered yesterday, because the parts store is down at, and they got, it's in the warehouse, and yep. I'll get to that story. So anywho's, I picked up a buddy of mine, and he's prior military as well, and so we get chit-chatting about stuff and things, and remind me of a couple of ridiculous fucking overseas stories that, still get me fired up. Some of y'all might think it's funny. At the time, I was my brain's melting. But, again, I got a bunch of new followers, which I appreciate y'all. Again, I'm not into this. I just like to conversate with like-minded people. That's why guys out here doing stuff and things. Is this, foggy when you guys got, earwax on the camera? I don't know. Is that better? Sure. So, at any rate, I was telling my buddy Ken. So, my last deployment, I retired in 2017. My last deployment was 2013-14. And to be totally honest, let me back up a little bit. So I was combat arms. I did 3 years active duty as a tanker, for those of you that don't know. 3 years active duty as a tanker, M1A1 Abrams. Spent another, from 94 to 97, active Army. From 97 to 2005, I was in New York State National Guard as a tanker. Deployed to New York City for 9/11. Did another deployment in New Jersey for Homeland Security because that whole, bombing stuff, airplanes, bad things. Did that deal. Ex-wife made me get out of the Army in 2005. 2005, got out of the Guard. We went our separate ways in 2007. She was a school teacher, so there went my retirement. So went, get me back in, give me the longest time, whatever. So in the meantime, New York State got rid of tanks because they were super expensive. And I went into wheeled vehicle mechanics, aviation support out in Rochester, New York, for those of you that are familiar with upstate New York. And I spent my rest of the time, retired in 2017, did my 20 years and bounced. So I deployed twice with my tanking brothers and then deployed once with my aviation support brothers and sisters because, we had a mixed group there. So we went over to Kuwait. That's where I went, was Kuwait. Camp Doha. And like I said, I was aviation support, which basically means, whatever the fucking helicopter's got to do, we got to cut the balls. So our shop was 2 miles away from the barracks. And when we first got there, the place had its own Facebook Craigslist. And when you get there, there's people leaving because you're always shaking hands with somebody. There's a unit that's leaving because you're coming in. So everyone's selling their shit because they're leaving. So we didn't have the in on the place yet. We're new, trying to figure out a way around. So everyone's buying bicycles to get around, right? I had a mountain bike and I ended up welding some big old ape hangers on it, like the Harley over here. And you had to have a headlight and a tail light. We're deployed down range, and I had to wear a PT belt, a reflective belt, iPro, gloves. I think we had to have a bicycle helmet at the least. and a headlight and a tail light on a bicycle. Keep that in mind. This is part of the story. So it was 2 miles one way from our barracks down to the shop, and then, 2 miles back. So guy was getting his fucking cardio in, if you know what I'm fucking saying, the first couple months until we were able to acquire, some vehicles. So anywho's, my 2 roommates I had a pair of sergeant first classes and I was a staff sergeant. So here's a staff sergeant and 2 sergeant first classes on their bicycles, leaving work. It's 5 o'clock, flag pops off, fucking doing all that good shit. Time to go, go back to the house, and then we're gonna go get some chow. It's barely dusk, right? Barely dusk. It's fucking sunny. It's fucking Kuwait. There's no trees. It's fucking dirt. Okay? It's just fucking dirt. We're riding our bicycles back, getting ready to go back to the house. We're like maybe halfway home. And this random sergeant major. So those of you civilian type 1Hs that don't know what a sergeant major is, they're like the top of the food chain when it comes to non-commissioned officers in the military. They're it. You have sergeant major, and then you have command sergeant major, and then you just keep going up and up and up and up and up. So I don't know if this guy was a command sergeant major, but he literally runs out into the road with his hand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, obviously we fucking stop. Like I said, the sun was out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't pitch black fucking dark. My batteries in my bicycle headlight died. And that's what he was stopping us for. Because my fucking headlight on my bicycle wasn't working. So while he's saying whatever, all I could hear was like a TV fuzz, you know what I'm saying? Like a static. Because in my brain, because here I went from 11 years combat arms, which was pounded into me for 11 years. When in doubt, add more violence. Just fucking rah. Always worst case scenario, train, kill, kill, kill. And then I go from that to aviation support, which is like fluffy bunny feet, is what I call it. I mean, the pilots would get a ride out to the helicopters with a gator, for fuck's sake. So at any rate, here I am, allegedly downrange deployed, wearing a fucking reflective PT belt, my iPro, my fucking glovies, riding a fucking mountain bike with ape hangers on it. And the sergeant major stops the 3 of us non-commissioned officers to fucking explain to us why it's so important to have a fucking headlight on my fucking bicycle. And in my brain, I'm like, are we really having this conversation right now? Like, what in the butt? What the fuck? That was the Army in 2013. So I can just imagine, fast forward 10, 11 years, I'm sure things have just gotten even more better. Great, awesome. Another quick story that me and Ken were sharing in the car today when I was going to get some fucking brake pads that I didn't get, and I'm going to get there in a minute. I'll tell you exactly what the fuck. So, same deployment. And I've been in the unit. When we deployed, I've been in the unit for about 7 years. As a NCO in a wheeled vehicle aviation support battalion. So we support aviation. Great, perfect, awesome. Okay, gotcha. Those of you from New York know that our largest military Army post is Fort Drum. So obviously that's where every single swinging dick Army National Guard in New York goes to train every summer. That's our 2-week fucking diddly ding dang dang. Cool. So for the first 7 years, like I said, I was supposed to be a wheeled vehicle mechanic. The most I worked on a vehicle was I changed the water pump on a fucking Humvee once. That's it! Every time we went up to Fort Drum, myself and all my guys and all my lower enlisted would support the rest of the battalion through range day or this or that class or whatever. So keep that in mind, right? So now we go down range. Granted, it's just Kuwait. Gotcha. But we're down range. We're overseas. We're not at home. And my boys got to do the job, right? My guys got to go out there and turn wrenches and fix shit because we're aviation support and God forbid their fucking helicopters don't fly. Keep that in mind too. So I have to go to the TOC one day for something, and those civilian types, that's the Tactical Operations Center. That's where the thems and theys hang out. Really don't like to go there, but for whatever reason, I had to go there. I was trying to get in, get whatever the fuck I had to get, and get the fuck out. And sir, shit! Fuck company commander, hey! Sergeant! I got a question for you. All right, sir, what's up? Walk into his office. Now, granted, I'm just a staff sergeant. He's a captain. So why is all my maintenance getting kicked back? Being that our trucks, we're not getting, the vehicles, we're not getting fixed properly. Oh, they're getting kicked back. So you really want to know, sir? Yeah. All right, I'll fucking tell you. And I pulled a chair out and I fucking parked my fucking ass right in front of his desk because I didn't give a shit. I was like, I'll fucking tell you why. I've been in this unit for 7 fucking years and I've turned wrenches once in 7 years. You know what I've done the rest of the time? Fucking range detail bullshit. Either I'm a range safety, all my guys are out to some bullshit fucking class because you got to have your numbers. That's why. My guys have never got to do their actual fucking job, and you're wondering why your maintenance is getting kicked back? Well, that's fucking why. So fast forward to that deployment, right? Obviously it was, fluffy bunny feet deployment, cool. No one got shot at. I did park over a bomb. That was neat. Maybe I'll tell that story later on. So, we get home, and following summer, we demob, all that good shit. So the following summer, I get a new platoon sergeant and a bunch of new leadership, but still the same dummy commander. And we go to Camp Smith, which is just outside of New York City, which is another National Guard training area. And I wake up one morning. Now, mind you, the entire battalion, so you're talking thousands of New York National Guardsmen that are all part of this one battalion. I wouldn't say thousands, but hundreds. Hundreds of them, and they got a shit ton of vehicles. Because it's not, I was in the headquarters, so we were in charge of our vehicles. Well, then everyone showed up with their vehicles, and we're responsible for fixing their vehicles, right? You're talking about, dummies from New York City. They don't even know how to fucking drive. They don't own cars because they take a subway. So they don't even know how to check the fucking oil on a goddamn Humvee. Pull the fucking stick. Anywho's, I get up one morning, we're halfway through our little 2-week fucking ding-dang, and there's my platoon sergeant, who's a sergeant first class, one of my soldiers, I just called him Bob because he'd been there forever. The guy was, 55, maybe almost 60 at that time, and myself. So I had a sergeant first class, a staff sergeant, and a buck sergeant to do an entire battalion's worth of fucking maintenance. Why? Because they tasked out all of our fucking guys on bullshit. So they didn't learn one fucking lesson. And and they wondered why, hey, Sergeant, why, we really could use you. You sure you want to retire? Yes! Once I got that bottom rocker, boy, I really found out why they call it a company. You got what do they call it? The climate of the company or climate of this, whatever. It's just, and I can just imagine, just times this by a gazillion across military wide. I'm sure, I had great leaders going through the military, but God bless America. That unit, boy, I love my brothers and sisters from out of there. I'm not dissing anybody. They're all, most of them are great in one way or the other, but just no lessons learned. What if the next deployment wasn't to Kuwait? What if you're going to go somewhere and you got to work on a truck and you're getting shot at, But no one thanked the way I thanked. I was combat arms and I always thought the worst, just violence. I never got invited to any of the meetings. Weird. So, I don't know if that's a funny story, but it's kind of just... that was the Army for you. Anywho's. So, getting to the brakes, right? So, all I needed for this was brake pads for the front. Brake pads. Bought brand new calipers on the interwebs, got on the eBay. New calipers. Yep, got those. So at work yesterday, I was talking to my lead guy. But that's all I need, and I can do the brakes on the Mustang. He's like, well, let's call around. We'll order them up right now. You can pick them up tomorrow, man. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're painting. I'm cutting in a wall, and he's gonna roll some paint. So he calls it. He's like, I was like, well, I like to use O'Reilly's because Vice Grip uses O'Reilly's, and they've been really good. So order up some breaker pads for the front. Yep. Ding dang, what's the bark? Yep, good to go. I was like, well, I'll be here tomorrow morning, which was today. So I go pick up my buddy Ken. We run out there, and I was like, well, I got to change the oil on it because it's the oil that came in the engine that I got. I bought the thing last year. I've been trying to run it a little bit, get the gauges working. Ding dang, what's the bark? Yep. So I buy some oil, get some more brake fluid because it's a brand new dry system. Nothing has anything in it. So I'm sure it's going to take some brake fluid. We got bleed everything. I was like, oh, hey, I got some brake pads that we ordered up yesterday. They should be here. And young Kim was having a bad day already. And I know it wasn't his fault. And I hope he knows that I wasn't yelling at him. I was just yelling. And he'll see why. It's you motherfucker. So anyway, he brings the box up, and it's like itty bitty, small. I was like, now I'm not a professional mechanic, but I know, front brake pads are bigger than rear brake pads if you got discolators, if you've ever done a brake job. Just saying. Who hasn't done a brake job if you call yourself a man? And I pull them out of the box. I'm like, man, those look kind of small. He looks up the number. He's like, oh, those are rear brake pads. I was like, what? I specifically said front. Like, what the fuck? And it was about that loud. And mind you, there's 2 other customers down to my left and 3 attendants. My buddy Ken's over there. He's starting to chuckle already. I was like, what the fuck? I specifically, my guy, when we ordered them, I said front brake pads. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. He's like, oh, I can fucking, I didn't say fucking. He's like, oh, I can get another set here by 2:30. I'm already fucking here. And that's about how loud I said it in the store, not giving a shit. I know it wasn't that kid's fault. He wasn't the one to order them. He specifically told me that yesterday, Friday, his day off, he was at the bar. Not his problem. But I wanted to make sure that everyone knew I wasn't fucking happy. Granted, it's not that far, but it's the principality about the fucking thing. I drove specifically out here to pick up the parts that I fucking ordered yesterday, and now you're telling me they're fucking wrong, and I just bought another $75 of the bullshit out of your fucking store, and now you don't have the right shit. So no, I'm not fucking coming back here. That was my day. And that's, and now we're just sitting around drinking some beers. The sun finally came out. I was bitching about that earlier, so that's neat. I don't know if... Here, let me scoot you out of the drawer. I mean, you can see down out the window. We got a little, there's sunshine. That's cool. So, there's a little funny-ish Army story, or more along the lines of how fucking fucked up shit is. But I'm asking a small favor. So those of you who have been around a while know that the C10 pick-em-up truck that's sleeping over there in the lean-to, I named that Butch. My mother-in-law gave me the truck. It was her late husband's truck. His name was Butch. We named the truck Butch. Cool. So, I've had the car longer than Butch. But Butch came basically running. I just had to kind of put it together. So, I have no idea. I'm going to give you a little walk. Let's take a walk. I don't know. I can't turn you around because I don't have that one on. So, I need a name. And no, it's not going to be fucking Sally Mustang. Nope, not doing that one. I've had it for 4 or 5 years. It was supposed to be done by my youngest son's graduation, but I didn't specify which one. So he graduated high school like 2 years ago, but he's got another like year and a half before he graduates college. So we might make it. We're almost there. If I could get the right fucking parts, that would be great. So I don't know what to call it. I just been calling it the car, because, it's a fucking car. So, how about this? We'll make a little bullshit competition out of it. How about we do that? So, if you guys want to put down in the frick frack box a cool name for the car, we'll make it a little competition, even though, what do I got to give you? But if you got a cool name and, me, because it's, my car, I spend all the fucking money on it. I decided, yep, that's a cool fucking name. We're going to stick with that. A guy I sent, we'll get the fucking connections all figured out. Email, whatever, address. And a guy sends you out free barn talking shirt, or maybe I'll get you one of these. Hold on, let me get it. It's cold out in the barn. Actually, not in the barn, I'm in the garage, but get you one of the daughters, come and take it. Barbed wire shirts, sticker, whatever. I'll get you some channel fucking merch or something, that'd be cool. Which, by the way, my Mad Moose link is down in the description. Farmer's always like, hey, don't forget about your merch, because he's always, if you want some Grumpy Farmer apparel, the link's down below, and same here. By the way, those of you that were watching last night, his phone died, and Barb has ordered up a new cable on the Jungle website, and we will be good to go next month. Date determined. He picked one last night, but we'll put out some stuff and things. Again, appreciate y'all that showed up. 1,000+ people. That's crazy. So yeah, give a guy a cool name for the car. Now, mind you might need some motivation, or not motivation, but hey Jim, what's the car going to be used for? I'm going to pound the shit out of it. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be in primer probably its entire life, with rubber dripping off the quarter panels. And everyone's going to know when I'm coming and going. That's what it's going to be used for. Beat on it, break it, rinse, repeat. That's what the car is going to be for. Just to go out and have fun, and just make a lot of fucking noise and be like, hey, look at me coming. Because why not, Live life when you can live it. That's what I'm saying. So that's, that'll give you an idea. So you guys put down the frick frack box a cool name. Because me and my late brother, we used to name every vehicle that my parents had, that my grandparents had. It was just a thing that we did when we were growing up. We always gave everything a name. Vehicle names, you know what I mean? Gives it like it's kind of like your dog, you know what I mean? Like, I could never sell that truck. Obviously, for more than one reason. One, because it was given to me by my mother-in-law, and I'm probably not allowed to sell it. But I wouldn't. Same with this car. I've actually put it up for sale a couple times, and anyone want to talk about it is like, where'd you buy that hood? Well, I fucking made it, so you can't buy it, so fuck off. But it's been here so long, it's like a part of the family now, to me, at least. I've spent so much fucking time with it. So you gotta give it a name. It's like, favorite pet. So, throw your ideas down there in the frick frack box. Yeah, I know this isn't my usual rant or whatever. I thought we'd change it up a little bit, because God bless America if things ain't fucked up. And you don't need another person yelling at you through your TV screen or your phone telling you how fucked up the world is, because we already fucking know. So maybe my army story might have gave you a little chuckle, or just to maybe shake your head and go, what the fuck? Yep, shocker. Especially some of you military guys probably be like, yeah, know all about that. That's it. Maybe get a little smile on Saturday, hoping maybe brighten up your weekend a little bit, because we all know the world's fucking just. And then we're going to get to your regular scheduled programming next Friday, I'm sure. No, I'm not going to do a live stream. I think I've explained it before. I talk too much. When I get on a roll, I can't stop and read a comment, because I'll squirrel out and then I'll lose it. ADHD? I don't know. Whatever. Sure. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all showing up last night. That was crazy. 1,010 going to Jackie. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And I'm sure I'll probably push something out next Friday that will have something to do with the goings on in the world. So you guys take her easy and give me a cool name. We'll see you later.